Some musings to you from the depths of my lovely black bedding, new M&S. Thanks, Mum. I want to talk today about cheating. Cheating in the sense of how we're always being a bit naughty. There's a bit of a mischievous streak within us. How when we set up rules for ourselves, we set up a game plan. We're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to do this every day for however long. We sort of have a certain rigidity, and almost in a reaction to that rigidity, this little childish voice comes up in our heads going, oh yeah, but I could just not do it in that way. I could just bend the rules a little bit, you know? I think this is something which is particularly prescient and hilariously so in the world of health and fitness, especially in kind of bodybuilding culture. When people write down their diets, they talk about, I'm on this many calories, or I'm on X number, grams of protein or carbs or whatever. I mean, do they actually stick to it, the whole time? Really? Or is it just a ruse? Because I'm just gonna be honest here. Look, I might appear incredibly self-disciplined or whatever, or at least that seems to be an impression that other people have of me. But I'm not. I've definitely, in the past, I say I'm eating, this is how I'm set up my diet, I'm eating this many calories, I'm doing this, that, and the other. But how much do you stick to it, in honesty? When you have these plans, what kind of percentage? Depends on the time. I think when I was doing my bodybuilding prep, actually preparing for a contest, close to the time I was not bad, 80-90%, but I think year round I'm probably 50% as adherent as I kind of make myself out to be. I think this is kind of funny. I do think this is a message that a lot of people in the fitness world need to hear. Unless maybe I'm just the only one lying here, and I'm the only one who does this shit. But I really don't think many people at all, apart from the rigidest, strictest fitness freaks, actually stick to their diet the whole time. I think when we have a bit more of a culture of admitting that, people can stop stressing out about the fact that they do it, except it's normal. Because then I think the issue comes in with a lot of people is that they think, okay, I'm going to stick to this diet, I'm going to stick to this exercise plan, and they think, oh, okay, everyone else, I'm meant to be sticking to it 100%, everyone else in the world does, blah, blah, blah. And when they don't stick to it at all, they feel like they can't talk about it, or they feel guilty about it, they can't speak about to their coaches about it. And that just makes it worse. That compounds the problem. Guilt does not do anyone any favours whatsoever. And so, I even chuckled to myself looking at this week when I was in my video diary last week, I was saying, oh yeah, this was good, that was good, that was good. I think I was somewhat covering up the little bits of cheating I did here and there. And today I noticed I did it as well. So for example, I'm going through this period where I want to see what it's like to be a bit lighter, so I'm going to cutting down 77 kilos and doing that in a sort of mini cut, and then going to chill out. As part of that, I said I'm going to have 2 meals, one at midday, one at 5 p.m. And then I'll have these are on my bulk days, which are 4 of, and then I'll have a little meal in the evening. So today, for example, I was really hungry, and I had my first meal at 11:30 and my second one at 12:30. Smashed it down. And then my third meal, which I'd planned to have when I got home, of this, that, and the other, I had at 5:30. So, I mean, it's not obviously it's not like crazy or whatever, but you know, it's not sticking to your vow that you did that you had talked about, that you had committed to. So then, what to do from here? Because I see how these things work. You take a plan, right, and then you stick to it like pretty well at first, and then the first cracks start to emerge, such as one day you're super hungry, and then you have your first meal a bit early, and then what happens is you now set a precedent, which means the next day you're like, yeah, I could stick to my plan, but like, I got around it yesterday, because when you got around to it, you did it the first time, there was like a bit in you which managed to come up with some sort of decent rationale for it, saying, I don't know, for example, with me, I was like, oh yeah, but if I eat more now, then that means that I'll feel less bleh in the evening, which is when I want to meditate, which is like, and I prefer meditating on a more of an empty stomach. So then you set this precedent, and then it happens again, and then I don't know, who knows, maybe the next day you've not only set a precedent for breaking it in that way, but you set a precedent for generally being a bit naughty with your plan. And then the cracks grow a bit further and further, and then it goes completely. And this is how the kind of cycle of samsara is, the birth, death, recycle, to put it in, couch it in unnecessarily Buddhist terms. And this is why I think that people rarely actually can stick to like cutting protocols for more than 4 to 6 weeks. Like, it's kind of tough to keep it up. In this, what I mean when we say it's tough to keep it up, it's like you get a bit bored and you start like cheating in certain ways, and just through will of time, you're going to be tired one day, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, and you will cheat. Is that inevitable? Yeah, maybe. I've certainly found it to be pretty inevitable with diet stuff. I found maybe with other stuff, not so much. Let's think. I don't know. With certain habits, unless you reinforce them, I find they fall away. Yeah, totally, actually. So, for example, the only consistent habits I've had, like, is a meditation, but I go to a meditation group that helps kind of prop it up. I talk with people about it. Also, I just fucking enjoy it. But the other things I enjoy as well. Habits. But I think that the importance of having a coach or someone you're like talking to honestly about this stuff is super helpful. Especially, and I think the benefit that gives is so contingent on how honest your relationship is with them. I always noticed when I was coaching people that the only times that they actually made progress were when they were actually just divulging everything to me. The worst was when they started breaking their diet and just not feeling guilty about it and not mentioning it, and that just was the worst thing. Feeling guilty is the worst thing you can do. So anyway, applying to myself, what does this mean? Tomorrow I see myself becoming quite hungry. I've planned one of my fast days for 1200 calories, but I fancy going dancing in the evening. Dancing requires a lot of energy. What do I do? Do I stick with my vow or do I break it? Questions, questions, questions. I think I will shuttle over 350 calories from Friday into Thursday. There you go. Because actually, as much as I have been cheated a little bit, I am losing weight. And I'm finding it a bit weird, actually. Losing my kind of bulk, being a bit shit in the gym. I don't know. Let's see if it improves other things. Good night.